What do you got this time?
Civil War cavalry saber.
Just like in many businesses, I got repeat customers. And Bob has been selling me Civil War antiques for years. Yeah, it looks like it still has blood on the end of it.
Isn't that cool?
I'm here today at the pawn shop to try and sell my authentic Civil War cavalry saber. I'm hoping to sell this thing today for anywhere $1,500, maybe $2,000.
God, it's incredible shape. Almost too good. I mean, if it was actually used in the Civil War, they would have put an edge on it, and an edge has never been put on this. Really odd that it's not sharpened up.
Well, this is the real deal.
My biggest concern with any antique that looks too good to be true is generally it is too good to be true. How much were you looking to get out of it?
Well, I've done a little bit of research on it, and in this kind of condition, they go for $1,500 to $2,000.
That's retail, so if you go open up a store, that's what you can probably get out of it.
Yeah. It's a pretty valuable sword, I believe.
Sometimes I feel like a broken record. I can't buy things for retail prices. If I bought and sold and everything for the same price, I'd be out of business. I'm definitely interested, but I'd really like to have it checked out by somebody.
Okay, good.
Okay, I got a buddy who deals in Civil War memorabilia. I'd like to have him come in and check it out.
Fine.
I know Rick's suspect because the condition's so good. I would welcome an expert to come and check it out.
Well, I'll bring him by, and we'll get this thing checked out.
Great, thanks.
What I love about my job is I get to hold pieces of history that maybe only museums would have. You don't know who held it before. You know, maybe somebody famous, held this and used this to defend himself. These weapons are just cool. Any provenance, any paperwork?
No, I got it from my granddad.
Okay, so what concerns do you have, Rick?
I just want to make sure it was real. I mean, it does look in pretty good shape for being this old.
You know, you just don't find swords like this, in this kind of condition, so I can understand your caution. The majority of the reproductions and fakes are coming out of India. If this were to be a reproduction, there's a couple of traits that you look for. The blades have, wavy, pound marks, and they're just horrible. They don't, put the attention to detail, especially in the markings. And there's a couple other little marks here that I want to see. And which, here they are. Here's an H stamped, so that's a great sign.
What's the H stand for?
It's a military inspector. And here also you see the US stamp for that it was definitely military issue.
What about not having an edge on the sword?
This is exactly how they were issued, with a blunt edge. It was really more of a personal preference if you wanted to have a sharpened edge, because on a horse, these swords were held off to the side. And if at a full gallop charge, if you can imagine just clipping people,
yeah,
it would really inflict some damage. Just from the little contact marks that I can see on the edge, that this was actually used. The markings are absolutely genuine. They're exactly what you want to see. So this was definitely a sword that was used in the Civil War.
Sean sure knows a lot about this sword. I'm really happy that Rick brought him in. So Sean, what do you think this is worth?
In an auction setting, I would say anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000.
Great.
All right, Sean, thanks for coming in.
Absolutely, Rick. Anytime.
Am I happy this sword is real? Yes. My only concern now is, how much is it going to cost me?
You like it, don't you?
I like it.
How about $3,000?
How about no?
We know it's worth up to $4,000 at a good auction.
Well, that's just it. He said $2,000 to $4,000 in an auction, which means between $2,000 and $4,000, okay? Which is a crapshoot of what you get.
I follow.
Okay? They'll probably charge you a catalog fee. They'll charge you a 25% auction fee, and the auction won't be for like another 6 to 8 months. So right around a year, you'll get paid. And if it sells for $2,000 after all your fees and everything, you'll get like $1,300.
Well, then why don't we call it $1,500 and everybody's happy?
I'd give you like $1,000 for it. And I think it's a fair price.
All right, let's do the deal.
Okay, thanks.
Right, good. I'm actually pretty happy. I've got $1,000 in my pocket instead of an old sword in the closet at home.
Let's go do the paperwork.
Okay.
I'm pretty happy right now. I got the sword I wanted and at the price I wanted. And that just doesn't happen every day.